I'm so happy to see all of your beautiful faces back in our seats and ready for ELA! Wow, you guys seem very excited about it. Well, fortunately, today is going to be a little bit different from normal ELA. We're not going to be using our practice books, but instead, I'm going to be handing out Chromebooks and Venn diagrams, which we've used before, so you don't need any explanations on how to use those. However, if you do have questions, there is directions at the top of the sheet. Good, but today we're going to be watching a video, doing some discussions, and filling out our Venn diagram. Is everybody ready? Let's see our scholarly position, sitting up in our seats, our hands folded, and when you're all ready, you can put your thumbs up. Sound good? So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and while I'm playing the video, you guys are going to be receiving your Chromebooks and your Venn diagrams. Please do not touch your materials until I let you know that it's okay to do so. Sound good? Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys. I saw so many listening ears on and eyes forward. That was perfect. So right now we're going to do a 3-2-1 discussion. You're going to turn to your elbow partner. You're going to tell them one new fact you learned from the video, one surprising fact you learned from the video, and one fact that you may have already known. All right, on your marks, get set, go. Oh, good work, guys. I hear some good discussion. Awesome. Yeah, that's right on target. I didn't know that either. Hey, boys, I asked you not to be playing with your Chromebooks. You need to close those. Thank you. Awesome, girls. Good work. Doing a great job. Yeah, isn't that so cool that we've studied so much about Mars? All right, guys, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Get your last comments out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can I have all your eyes back back to the front of the room, please, and thank you. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the board. We have today's ELA goal. Today, we are going to be able to integrate key points from two texts by putting that information into a Venn diagram. Let's go ahead and read this out loud together. We will be able to integrate key points from two texts by inputting our information into a Venn diagram. Awesome, and we'll discuss a little bit more about integration when we get a little bit further. But we are gonna go ahead and open to page 5. I know you guys have printouts, so that should be your first page, but just in case, now you know the number. And then when I see everybody's books open, ready to follow along, I'll go ahead and start reading. Sound good? Perfect. The birth of Mars. Imagine going back in time about 5 billion years. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is already very old. The spiral-shaped group of stars stretches across trillions of miles. On one of the Milky Way's spiral arms, a huge cloud of gas and dust spins. The cloud gets bigger and turns faster, flattening out into a shape like a disc. Much of the dust and gas is pulled in towards the disk center. The center grows larger, becomes heavier, spins faster, and heats up. Finally, it becomes a giant star, our sun. Now imagine skipping ahead a few trillion years. Not all of them matter. Pause. Does anyone notice something interesting about this word matter? Anybody? That's okay, I can say it. It's bolded in green. That must mean that there's something important about it, right? Let's go ahead and take a look in the back of our books to the glossary. So glossary is put in the back of a book with some vocabulary words. These are words that the authors thought were important for you to know in case you didn't. So let's look at the definition of the word matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So that means I'm made up of matter, that chair is made up of matter, my whiteboard is made up out of matter, you're made up out of matter. Boom, locked and loaded. I'm gonna go ahead and read that sentence over again. Now imagine skipping ahead a few million years. Not all the matter in the spinning cloud disks become part of the sun. Leftover bits of dust and gas still circle the young star. Those dust particles get larger as they bump into one another and stick together. Bits of dust come together to form larger clumps and then grow into rocky chunks as they keep knocking into one another. The biggest chunks form large balls or spheres. These become planets, and the planets continue circling around the sun. Each is tiny compared to the sun, the shining star in the center of the solar system. There are 8 main planets in the solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Mars is the 4th planet from the sun. It's Earth's neighbor in space. Guys, you're never gonna guess, but when I was little, there was another planet. It's called Pluto, but they decided that it was not big enough to be a planet. And so, now it's not. But, okay, reading out of page 6. Not all the specks of light you can see in the night sky are stars. Some of the brightest lights are actually planets. Even before telescopes were invented, people could tell the difference between planets and stars in the sky. The steady points of light that change position from week to week are planets. Stars, however, stay in the same place and twinkle. We can see 5 planets with the naked eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. But Mars looks different from the other planets. It appears reddish. You can see Mars without a telescope. It looks like a pink or orange star that remains bright and doesn't twinkle. Mars. I know you guys have printouts, but I feel like my pictures are pretty cool since they're in color, so thought I'd let you see them. Good job, guys. Long ago, the sight of the red-colored planet in the sky frightened some people. This is page 8, guys. Red is the color of blood, so they feared it meant that war or death was coming. The ancient Romans named the planet after their god of wars, Mars. The symbol for the planet Mars is a circle with an arrow coming out of it pointing northeast. To early astronomers, this represented the shield and appeared in a spear. To early astronomers, this represented the shield and spear of the war god Mars. So does anyone know what that word astronomer means? I'm going to give you 15 seconds to turn to your neighbors and discuss what the word astronomer means. We can use information from the text to figure it out. Perfect. Yes, good job, guys. You right on target. Way to use information from your book. Good job. Unfortunately, it's not in the glossary. Yeah. All right, guys, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I heard some really good discussion, guys. You're right on target. Astronomers are people who study stars. Perfect. An astronomer's view of the red planet changed once they began using telescopes in the 1600s. In 1719, an astronomer named Giacomo, I think? Let's say that. Giacomo Mandali noticed a large white spot around the north and south poles of Mars. He could not determine what they were. Then, in 1784, 3 years after discovering the planet Uranus, Sir William Herschel, a German-born astronomer, turned his telescope towards Mars. With his improved telescope, Herschel was able to verify that the white spots were ice caps similar to the Earth's. Herschel also noticed that the surface of Mars changed appearance at different times of the years. Some months it was darker red. Herschel wondered if the changes meant that the planet had seasons or weather. The red planet seemed to have features in common with Earth. Could this mean that there's living beings on Mars too? The ice caps at the north and south poles of Mars shrink and grow with the changing seasons. Boom, everybody take a nice big long look. Isn't that so cool? It's neat to think that there's other planets that are similar to ours.